And we are live. Hi everyone. Today I have the great opportunity of having Dave and Roxanne on my page to share with us their success story. So Dave and Roxanne, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Yeah. Again, my name is Dave, and my wife Roxanne. We live here in Calgary, Canada, but our I was originally from the Philippines. I moved in 1996, and my background is in engineering. And I was one of those guys that I didn't really like what I was doing, so I had this sickness called alarm clockitis. So when the alarm clock goes off, I just wanted to throw the alarm clock because I hated my job. So I took a leap of faith and I went to financial services. This was over 15 years ago now. And that's where I met my wife, Roxanne. I was Roxanne's manager. So I managed her really well because I married her. And Prior to the online business, I was a general manager and I do this full time now.
Yeah, thank you, Jasmine, for inviting us here in your page. And for me, I moved from the Philippines as well with my parents, with my siblings in 2004. And I always wanted to, get ahead in life. And I thought that, going to school, I took paralegal so that I wanted to become a lawyer because I thought that's the only way to, get to the top. And, while I was going to school, that's when I met my husband and I realized that there's a different way, right? Having a business. And that's where the dream came alive, that I wanted to help my parents in their retirement because I've seen them work so hard. They gave up their jobs, they gave up their home in the Philippines, and I wanted to help them in their retirement. And we realized that even though we have great careers, it's enough just the two of us and our future kids at the time. So, we did a lot of other, we tried different businesses before, and thanks be to God, we found the online business in 2018. I was working at the time full time in my job in finance, and then now I do this full time with my husband as well after around 2.5 years doing this business.
Wow, yeah, I can so resonate with you guys.
Mhm.
So why an online business? I mean, there's so many different sidelines out there, but why choose an online business?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And as we always share in our community, before we saw this business 5 years ago, we actually failed in 24 businesses. So, which turned out to become a blessing because we saw the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And One of the main reason why we chose the online business is because some of the other businesses we tried, the more successful we became, the more we didn't have time for ourselves. The reason why is because, our clients usually was available in the evening, in the weekends. So we wanted something that the more successful we became, the more time we have because money is one thing, but if you can both have time and money, then that's total freedom. And the online business, because of the systems and automation, it allows us not just have the time, but also the money.
Yeah, and also I think we chose the online because we realized that we cannot depend on friends and families. It's not just limited in our city. We live in Canada, right? In Alberta, so the beauty about online business, we get to meet you. You are from Singapore, right? And we meet a lot of our clients, our business partners all over the world, in UK, other parts of Canada, US, right? Ireland, Europe. So different. That's what that's what interested us in the online business because we can actually operate it in different areas in the world, and it's not just limited to our own city. Like we can use it, like we travel a
It's not
lot.
location dependent.
Yeah, like we want to bring it anywhere we want, and that's why we chose online as well.
It's so amazing, right? I mean, the community is so global and you get to meet so many different people while running a business. And it's just so great. And maybe you can share me the type of struggles that you faced when you before joining the business and when you joined the business.
Yeah, so that's a good question. So one of the major reasons why we delved into the business in general is because, as Roxanne mentioned, we had a dream. This is like over 15 years ago, when we met in financial services, and Roxanne said, "I want to help my parents retire." And I said I want to help you because I really didn't have any parents. My dad died when I was 3. My mom died when I moved here in 1986. But we found out that our income was just, as Roxanne said, enough for ourselves. So there's only really two options. Option number one is say, you know what, you take that big income, big dream, and shrink it to the size of your paycheck and says it's not possible, right? Or option number two is to find a solution, which is increase your income to the size of your dream. So some of the struggles we face is that the business that we've tried, it wasn't really, as Roxanne said, it was just friends and family. It was really hard. And when we started the business, some of the struggles that we see is really learning new skills. Being able to adapt to the online world, being able to get out of your comfort zone and say, you know what, this is a new skill. Like any job, right? There's some things we like, some things we don't like. But if we want to, be good at that job or at that career, you have to, get outside your comfort zone, like doing videos like this, because that's part of the job, right? So
And also, I think one of our struggles as well is, we had a lot of debts, consumer debts when we started this business. We don't have a lot of savings. We didn't have any savings because we were in debts, right? So and also the time, right? We have limited time because we're both working full time in our jobs, and but then we realized that we have to do this business, right? We have to sacrifice first. So we had to be resourceful and finding ways on how to start the business, and also to find time to do the business, right? Because we realize that if we don't do anything, then it will still be the same. And like just like what Dave said, it's really learning new skills. But the good thing about it is that with the training that we have in the online business, it's basically video based, step by step training that we just have to follow it, right?
yeah.
So we had to learn how to post, how to do advertising in Facebook and YouTube, right? Posting in Instagram and all that. So I think that's the struggle when you're in the online business, because like really like learning new skills, but you're not alone. That's the beauty about it, because you have coaches and mentors that will guide
Mhm.
Yes, yes, it's really amazing. All the support that we receive, and the training is really so simple to follow. Yeah, anyone can do it. Yeah. Okay, so my next question for you is, as part of our business, we tend to need to show up online, and uh, how do you get that? How did you get that confidence, to show up online? I think that is one of the main fears that
you.
most of the people have. We don't like to show up on
Yeah.
Facebook or on social media. Yeah.
I kind of mentioned it earlier. It's kind of like a mental shift. And the shift is to understand that this is a new career, and when you start something, it's normal to be awkward about it, not normal about it, right? Shy about it, afraid about it. But it's not. If you want to get good at it, is to do it anyways, to show up anyways, because the more you do it, the more it becomes mechanical and it becomes natural. So I always tell people, it's kind of like when I moved to Canada, right? Back in 1996. And when I moved here, English wasn't a natural language for us, right? Because I was speaking Filipino, right? So I was awkward about my accent, about what I was too afraid even to ask to go into the washroom. I was about 14, 15 years old. And for 6 months in my, 6 months in my junior high, everybody thought I was mute, right? Because I didn't speak a word. And all of a sudden I
Really?
said something. All of a sudden I said something. Oh, he's actually, but the more I had to do it, because I have to survive and in this country called Canada. From awkward, I started to become mechanical. I kind of okay about speaking, and then eventually I became natural about it. A year later, today I don't not only speak, I love speaking because it's part of our thing, right? So in any new skill, you have to keep the repetition and showing up to one day get good at it, right? Now I don't even think about I speak English, right? So the online space is the same thing, right? If you don't get out from awkward to mechanical and to natural, right? Any new skill, driving, same thing. When you drive in the beginning, you're afraid you're gonna kill yourself, right? How am I gonna do this, right? How am I going to the? But then a year later, you're on the phone doing makeup, drinking coffee, because it's now natural, right? It's the same as being on video like this, talking like this. The problem with most people is they do one thing and they stop showing up because they're still in the awkward phase, right? You have to keep pushing to the very end until it becomes natural because you realize people don't really care about what you say, what you do, your makeup, what you look, right? It's about you showing up, right?
And also, um, I can relate to people that are, not very confident in showing up, right? Because like when I met Dave, he's a little bit fluent already in talking and speaking, right? But me, I'm a very shy person, and in the beginning, and like when he turned on the video, he'll say something, and I don't know what to say. I'll just like, yep, yes, yes, and like sometimes we argue in the beginning, like before the video turns on, because I wanted to have like a bullet point. I wanted to write down the things that I want to say. Um, because I was conscious. Like sometimes I would tell him like, "Oh, I don't have makeup. I don't have, lipstick and all that." Right. But then the more I do it, the more we do it, then the more it becomes better and better, and then now it's natural for us, right? So for people that that are scared to do the online business because they're afraid of showing up in the business, or they don't know what to post. There are training on what to do, but the best way is to do it, right? To take action on it, because we can, the mentors, the coaches will provide all the training for you, but it's up to you to do it, right? But if you want to be good at it, you have to embrace that. You know what? This is an online business. This is my business. I have to do something different. I have to learn new skills. Like if you want to become a nurse, you have to go through the nursing school, apply those skills, right? So it's the same thing on this. I think you just like Dave said,
The mental
it's a
shift.
mental shift, accepting it that this is my new career, this is my new business. I have to learn new things. I have to be just learn about it, because all of us doesn't start as like video people, or like posting social media, right? But also some people are concerned about privacy, right? You don't have to show everything in the video or in you know in 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 pictures, right? But it is attraction marketing, so you really have to show up, right? But you can choose which part of your life you want to show. But you know what? People loves authenticity, meaning to say they will deal with you because they know you are a real person.
Yeah, just one more point. It comes down back to your why, right? Why you're doing, right? So if your why is strong enough and
Yeah,
you're hungry enough for change, you will do anything, right? Let me give you an example, right? A lot of people stay in the job they hate,
yeah,
right? And they do the things they don't like every day. The reason why is because their why is strong enough. What's their why? They have to pay their bills, their
Yes.
mortgages, their cars, they're paying. Why are they doing the things that
yeah.
they hate, right? The reason why is because their why is strong enough. They're gonna get hungry, right? If they don't show up to work with the things that they hate every day, right? So if your why is strong enough, you will get into the video because you know that a year from now, 2 years from now, you will be free from the job you hate, right? That is the why, right? And we did it. I hated my job as a general manager, right? I was stressed out of my hair, and I was making good income, but I hated it. So I had to learn some new skills. Now I'm free. Now I'm free, right? So that's the reason why. Mm.
Amazing, amazing. So for any of those people who are sitting on the fence,
Yeah.
and they 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 have a lot of fears, will I be successful or not in this business? What kind of advice can you give them? I know taking action is one thing, but sometimes to get over that fear, it's kind of difficult. So what kind of advice can you give to them?
I think for I can relate to people that are sitting in the fence, right? Because I was scared too. When Dave saw this in Facebook in 2018, and he was so excited. And at the time, I didn't wanna even watch it. I didn't even like. I was skeptical. I told him like maybe it's still the same, because we had previous experience, and I was saying to him that maybe it will fail us again. Maybe it's the same thing over and over, right? But the only way that my fear reduced and is he kept showing me real people getting results. He kept showing me people that are immigrants like us, people that are older than us, people that have more kids than us, that doesn't speak much English, that have 2 or 3 jobs. At that time, we only have one job, for each of us, right? And they're getting the results that we want, quitting their jobs, um, paying off their debts, right? Buying homes, right? And traveling without worries. And that really inspired me to, if these people if these people are getting results, then maybe it will happen to us as well. So the only way to reduce the fear is knowledge, right? So how do you get knowledge is to educate, to be open and educate yourself about online business. We do offer a free webinar, right? That teaches you how to start an online business. So it is a free info session, and the more you open yourself, that like there are a lot of people online that are making legitimate income online, right? And it's not a get rich quick scheme that when you join or when you start the business you make money. You don't make money for doing nothing, right? But that's what happened to us, that we open ourselves and we give it a chance again. We pray to God to give us the solution, to lead us to heal our finances, and this showed up to us and we took action.
Yeah, and just like anything that you need, any career you want to transition into, you want to get as much information as you want, right? To get an informed decision. So, for example, I want to become a nurse. I want to talk to successful nurses, right? What was the course all about? How long was the career, right? What was the potential income after? Do I like the stuff that they do after they graduate, right? Are they stuck in a job, right? Like once you have all this informed decision and it's kind of clear for you, especially from people that have done it already, kind of fear dissipates because you see that's why people take this career because they've seen nurses, right, that are working in the field and doing the things that they thought that they were going to do, right? So Roxanne is correct, right? And that's why we offer access to our private Facebook group, because you'll see people that have been running online businesses ahead of them a year, 2 years, 3 years, like ourselves ahead of these people 5 years, right? We have finished the course, the 4 year degree per se, or a 2 year degree, and we're now working in the field successfully, right? And earning from this career. So they need to talk to people like us or see people like us and see if this is the kind of things they would like to do, right? And then fear can go down and they can take action because they now see other people doing it. So they need to borrow their belief in the beginning from someone else. Because if you don't have the belief to do it, you need to borrow from other people that have walked the path, right? And say, they have done it. Maybe I can do it as well. Is it guaranteed? No, it's not guaranteed success. But the only thing we can show you is that, you know, we've been to if you're climbing the top of Mount Everest, well, I've been to the top of Mount Everest. Can you make it there? I don't know, but we'll show you how to get to the top. We can guide you. We can show you how to avoid the storms, the slips, the slides, right? We can show you all of that. But can you make it there with with your persistence, your stamina? Maybe you're gonna quit on the top. I don't know. On the way to the top, I don't know. But all we're gonna do is show you the path that we've been there. We've blazed the trail on how to get there, and it may be easier for you or faster for you, but it's still you that need to climb the top of Mount Everest, right? We cannot walk the path for you. We cannot climb for you, but we could show you many people that's been up there. That's the only thing we can do.
And also ask yourself, if I don't do anything, next year, 2024, it's already December, right?
Yeah.
So, would your life be different, right? So ask yourself, if I'm going to stay where I am right now, will this help me get to my dreams closer, right? If it's not, then do something different, right? Look for something, right? Like, or the other choice is to live in fear. You don't want to live in fear, right? You don't want to live in doubt, right? So if you have that dream, we always believe in this. If you're watching this right now on a replay or live, there's no accident, right? So open up yourself, watch the webinar. If it's for you, it's great. We'll welcome you. If not, at least you get some free education and maybe you'll find something else, right? So hopefully that will help you, that will encourage you, and connect with Jasmine here. You're not alone. You'll have great mentorship with her as well.
Thank you, Dave and Roxanne, for spending your precious time to give advice and share your experience. I'm sure that many people will appreciate this. Yeah, thank you so much for
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
time. Yeah. Have a
Thank you
great
so much.
day.
Have a great
Thank
day.
Thank
you. Have a
Okay, bye
you.
great
bye.
Thank
day. God bless
you.
you.
Bye bye.